Hello and welcome into the very happy Knicks-Verse. That's right. I am ecstatic because the vision was fully realized once again tonight. The vision of using the young Knicks, as you can see below, the baby Bockers pull off a huge comeback victory over the Miami Heat in Miami tonight. That's right. Fantastic. This is a wonderful, wonderful win for this franchise. It really is. Even though we're out of the playoffs, technically we're still, eligible for the play-in, but it's going to take a miracle. I mean, technically we're basically out of the play-in as well. However, before we get to all of that, if you have not subscribed yet, or you've been here before, this is your first time, either way, hit the subscription button and the thumbs ups. But subscribe because we are incredibly close to 5,000 subscribers. Be fantastic. Only about less than 150 away. Be a part of it. Join us here in the Knicks-Verse. And let's go and let's take this ride together because there is a lot to be hopeful for. Even on a night when RJ Barrett did not have a good game necessarily. But he also, he did commit 5 turnovers in that first half. However, he pulled back, as you can see, and he allowed the other teammates on the floor who were feeling it to start cooking, and it was a tremendous, tremendous victory. Look at that, 111-103. You can see the game flow. Look at that. The Knicks were once down by 17 points. That's right. Look at that. Down 17, no worries. The young Knicks will make that disappear. Great comeback win led by Immanuel Quickley and the second unit. Knicks outscore Heat 38-15 in the fourth quarter. That's right. The Knicks actually closed out a game in the fourth quarter and won. They actually came from behind for it. This fantastic. And let me tell you something. I heard some things. I haven't seen it, but apparently Thibs is in the post game whining and complaining and doing some sweet gaslighting. Or I would say sour gaslighting, but we'll get to it. Immanuel Quickley, 20 points in the fourth quarter tonight. Knicks beat the number 1 seed in the East, led by the young guys. Deuce. Knicks remain undefeated now, 5-0 in 2022 in games in which Deuce McBride plays more than 15 minutes. He was plus 16 in New York's win over Miami tonight, a game high among all guards/wings in this game. It's a Tommy Beer quote. Fabulous. Deuce was incredible. He also had an amazing rebound late in the fourth quarter. I think it was under a minute left. The shortest guy on the court skies up in the paint, gets that defensive rebound to end that possession by the Heat. And really, I think that's what ended up helping secure the victory at that point. Alan Hunt, this is what I was referring to before. Alan Hunt tweeted this out. Thibs with an unfiltered, direct, and impassioned post-game address that challenged all critics and raved about his team's work ethic and resilience. Wait, I do want to read this. That Fred Katz tweeted this out after I'd already started doing this. A lot from Tom Thibodeau after the game about common misconceptions on the outside. Talked about people having opinions about the Knicks without studying them. Mentioned that you can't know what happens until you watch game film 2-3 times. Well, guess what, Thibs? We do. We know what's happening. You're not going to fool us, dude. In fact, these last 2 wins are a direct indictment on you and your unwillingness to give minutes to the young players. Your obsession, your crippling dependence on the vets is why this season sucked. Honestly, it's why we're not in the playoffs. Honestly, and along with your inability to hold that other guy accountable. The guy, I barely even want to talk about him, honestly. All right, let's get to this now. I just want to show you some fourth quarter stats. This is awesome. Just want to let you know, I had recorded this whole thing before, and I had the music up way too loud. So, just trying to remember I hit all the same points. But this win, I can't stop smiling. I can't stop smiling because, you spend so much time trying to, You spend, I mean, because, I love this team. And even before I even started this channel, just like I'm sure all fans, there's different levels to the fans as well. But I've always been a big box score junkie, always looked at stats, analytics. I've always loved that, even as a little kid. Before we used to get in the newspapers, I used to write them all down, clip them out and all that stuff. I was obsessed with that stuff. So I knew that this team had more to it. This team should have been a playoff team this year. It really should have. But because of pure stubbornness on Coach Thibodeau's behalf, he was the impediment. At the same time, there's no denying you're a brilliant coach. 2-time coach of the year. I mean, last year was phenomenal. A defensive genius. It's what everybody says. And I believe it. You can see. However, you have an Achilles heel. You don't trust younger players. It's like you need to see it happen in front of your eyes over and over again before you start trusting in something. Well, that's so old, man. That's so old school. You could tell from Summer League what Grimes could do, what Deuce could do, even what IQ could do. In fact, your refusal to start IQ at point is a fireable offense, in my opinion. And tonight proved it. I actually hope they do fire Thibodeau. They do. Get someone in. Get someone in who appreciates the players that he actually has. The ones that actually will play hard for him. Sick of this bullshit with the gaslighting and all that shit. As if we don't watch the games. Come on. God damn. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. You can see here the Knicks. Before I get into this, I want to go back to the fourth quarter stats. You can see RJ, only 2 points in the fourth quarter. Didn't even take a shot. Only played 3 minutes. Obi only played 2-something minutes because it was the unit of Sims, Quickley, Grimes, and McBride mostly that were responsible for this comeback. And it's indicative by looking at the plus minus. Plus 20 for Jericho, plus 20 for Todd. Todd was also a part of this. Yeah, he was also a part of this. He took over. He played the 4 when Sims was the center. And then when RJ came back in and Obi came back in, that's how the minutes got spread around. But then look at Grimes, a plus 17. Immanuel Quickley, a plus 23. 20 points. Look, he was 5 of 9 in that fourth quarter. He shot 55% in that fourth quarter. Beautiful floaters, a nice kiss off the glass, 2 3-pointers. He hit all 8 of his free throws. Outstanding. Knicks were 10 of 10 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, the Heat in the fourth quarter, they shot 27% in the fourth quarter and 22% from the 3-point line. And the Knicks forced them to commit 5 turnovers. Knicks only committed 1 turnover in that fourth quarter. 1 turnover when you're desperate and you're trying to get back into this game and you only commit 1 turnover. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Outstanding. Deuce McBride plus 23 in that fourth quarter. Woo! He had I think he got credit for 2 steals, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 of 4 overall. Fantastic. The Knicks shot 61% in that fourth quarter. Outstanding. 6 of 12 from the 3-point line in the fourth quarter. So many nights, when you look at the fourth quarter stats for these Knicks, it's 1 of 9 from the 3-point line. 2 of 10. 2 of 12. 0 for 8. Look at tonight. 6 of 12. Fabulous, man. All right. One thing, I feel like I've missed something here. Just want to make sure I covered everything. Nope. Okay. Good. Mitch was pretty decent. 11 points, 7 rebounds. Nothing outstanding. He did not start tonight. He was a late game decision to play. But he gave a nice effort. As you can see there, it was weird to see him not in the starting lineup, but still play 19 minutes. 4 or 5 overall, 7 boards, 11 points. Quickly finished with 23, as you can see there. RJ did finish with 18 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, but not efficient. Not efficient tonight because the Heat's game plan tonight, as you can see, Fournier as well, did not have an efficient night. Their game plan was double RJ. Actually, sometimes they triple teamed them and just blitz them And the same thing for Fournier. They suffocated him on that three-point line. They did not want to let Fournier and RJ beat them. They thought that if they could stop those two, they could win the game. And let me tell you, if this was a game that took place 2 months ago, they would have been absolutely right, because Thibs would have played we know who. Exactly. But instead, it was the young Bockers. And it was a thing of beauty. If you have not, sorry, I apologize, no highlights. It was taking a while to get them. I don't know what's going on. So I just jumped on here to get this out here. Want to get these recaps for you guys as soon as possible. It would have been sooner if I hadn't fucked up with the music before. Look at Obi Toppin. 26 minutes, 15.6 of 10, 2 of 4 for the three-point line. 8 rebounds. No assists tonight, but man, he played some solid defense. Obi is showing that there is much more to his game than people. He actually had a nice drive, too, from, I believe, about the elbow on the left three-point line. Beautiful finish. And there was one leak out, a tremendous pass from, was it RJ? It could have been actually Burks, to give him credit. But so here are the plus minuses, the final plus minuses for the whole game. Jericho Sims a plus 19. OB a plus 5. Burks a plus 3. Fournier minus 3 and RJ a minus 2. But when you consider how much they struggled, and at one time the Heat having a 17-point lead, and then the comeback happening while the bench was in, when you look at that plus minus, it shows you that in the beginning of the game, if actually this will show you, the bench unit did not have it. That's when the game got out of hand. You can see it was a pretty close game. It was almost tied towards the end of that first quarter. And when the second unit started coming in, it kind of came unraveled, and that's when the Heat built up that lead. And then the Knicks kind of got back within, I believe, like 8 points, 10 points. But it was a struggle. And it was the bench who let them down in the first half. The first unit actually played pretty well. They kept the game tight. But that bench did not come through in the first half. But the beauty is they got another half. They got more minutes. Thibs didn't bury them, couldn't bury them because he had to play them. He had to play them. And there it is. They stormed back, took the lead, and never gave it back. And that's also with about like a 3-minute stretch, 3.5 minute stretch where the Knicks didn't score either. And the Heat could have easily have taken that lead back. And it looked kind of like shaky at that moment. But their tenacity, their constant movement, their energy, the ball movement, and even there were times in the fourth quarter where there wasn't that much ball movement because IQ was trying to create something at that time. You could see he was feeling it. And he delivered tonight. Outstanding. So happy about this win. I'm telling you, this is proving to the NBA that the young core of the Knicks can win games, that they have value, that they are something to be reckoned with. And it's going to help us either way, whether we use them as pieces to bring in some stars, or we hold on to them, retool the areas around that we need to, like point guard especially, and we come back with this young core. Who knows what this team can do next season? That's my hope. That's the vision. All right, so the Heat. Look at Jimmy Butler was abusing RJ in that first half, and mostly because RJ he would like give some good defense, play some good defense. You would guard Butler for most of the possession, and then at the last second, he would kind of sag back. He didn't want to pick up a foul, or I don't know what the deal was, but he didn't give the full resistance to the possession, and then Jimmy would just destroy him. However, in the fourth quarter, when Grimes was on him, Grimes did not play him that way. He stood firm, bodied him up. He actually made Jimmy bounce off of him a couple of times, and actually forced a turnover once. It forced a turnover once and forced a bad shot the other time. And then there was a time where, excuse me one second. Then there was a moment on the left baseline in the fourth quarter. Late in the fourth quarter, the game was still, hanging in the balance, and Jimmy was going to make a move. He did his swipe to the left, and Grimes put his hand on the ball, but the refs called it a foul. Ridiculous call. Fortunately, it didn't hurt us at that point, but there were many other calls earlier in the game that the refs missed and blew. It was not a well-officiated game. Not a well-officiated game. Lowry, 17 points, 3 of 10 from the three-point line. Wow, he put up 10 shots. He looked like he was going to explode at one point, and then he just kind of like fizzled out. I think the Heat did not know what to do with the athleticism of like a Sims or Obi, or the strength and the defensive tenacity of a Grimes or a Deuce, and they didn't know what to do with IQ. He was electric, flying around the court, swishing threes. A beautiful lob pass to Sims, to Obi. Oh, man, fantastic. I'm so pumped. Here we go. The Knicks, more assists than the Heat, 23-18. More rebounds than the Heat, 43-35. More fast breaks than the Heat, 13-2. You can see the Heat one time had a 17-point lead. And the Knicks just said, we're going to take this game. See ya. And they did. They went down to Miami and took care of business. Love it. Thibs, I want you to watch this game 2, 3, 4 times. I want you to watch this game, this fourth quarter especially, and I want you to watch that Charlotte game. You need to understand that the way that you have aligned your rotations has been the problem this year, and your allotment of minutes on top of that. Holding you responsible, brother. Holding you responsible. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this. I can't wait for the next game. Honestly, that's how excited I am about the way that they're playing right now. And we'll see if he who will not be named will come back for that game. Maybe not. Maybe he'll take that one off as well to get fully healed. Because we also do want him to come back for, like, as we talked about in the pregame, for like the last 5 games of the season. And he plays well because we want him to feel good. We want him to up his trade value. It all comes back to that. Because, man, I want a chip. I want a ring. I'm obsessed with that. I'm obsessed with it. It's been way too long. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this. Once again, please subscribe. And don't forget, click the link below, busr.com/MM32. Jump on that promotion, bet $1, win $10,000. It actually ends tomorrow. So hop on it, and you get 100% sign-up bonus and 25 casino chips every time you make any kind of deposit. And to enter into the promotion, you only need to bet $1. Jump on it. It's a great site, too. All right, thank you so much for watching this. Please subscribe. Almost at 5,000. Drop your comments. Hit the thumbs up button. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.